right, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the elders of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutations. I came on the four corners, pushing the truth and sincerity. Peace be unto you. I'm picking back where I left off at previous video I did on the streets. Obadiah. It's Obadiah. I'll start with verse 6 again. Obadiah 1 and 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his verse 6 again. How are the things of Esau searched out? Obadiah 1 and 6. How are the things? For this month, every time. 1 and 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. So the people that have been a confederate in the league with you, you know, they're bringing you, is going against, your whole new world order. They're coming against you. They pissed off. They want, they drunk by that wine in Babylon. So all the nations, were, confederate with Esau. They want a part of that new world order. I'm gonna grab this precept over here, Psalms, chapter 82. No, it's 83 and 6. Psalms, chapter 83 and 6. Matter of fact, 83 and 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and have consulted against thy hidden ones. So taking crafty counsel that's part of that confederacy. Verse 4. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no more in remembrance. Now they didn't say that about let's cut off Moab. The nation they wanted to cut off, it was Israel. Why? Because we're the greatest nation on earth. Matter of fact, let me read a little bit more. Verse 5, 83 and 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Again, that word for confederate. The tabernacles of Edom and Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, Ammon, Amalek, Philistines, and the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur is joined with them, they that hope in the children of Lot. So these nations joined together. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to thy border. This is back to Obadiah 1 and 6. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in them. So those, that you gave, support arms to, they're going to turn their back on you. Verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and the understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. So it says everybody on the mount of Esau will be cut off slaughter. That goes and cuts that. The Most High is going to save, a few Israelites. I mean, not a few Israelites, a few Edomites. A smidge of the Edomites. They're going to be saved from slavery. They're not going to be saved and brought into the kingdom. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob shall shame cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In that day, so violence against, Jacob, the so-called Israelites. Northern and southern tribe. The Most High didn't say, for that wicked shit that you did to Moab. I remember that the shit that you did to, Ishmael. I didn't like that. The Most High is revenging his elect. Verse 11. In that day, thou stoodest on the other side in the day that the strangers carried away captive. His forces and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger, neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Because that's what Esau did. Reading on, neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. I'm going to leave off on that verse. But basically this whole chapter, whole book, is to talk about destruction of Edom. And that's funny how Most High dedicated a whole book to the destruction of Esau, of them being cast out. And Most High hate them. That's how serious this is. A whole book. There isn't a whole book talking about destruction of any other nation. but to Esau, you know, and that's the main nation that so-called Jake wants to save today, you know. So fuck Esau, fuck him as a staff, record label, and as a fucking crew, you know. So fuck every fucking last Edomite, you know. On that note, death to America.